Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to talk all about chromatic aberration, aka fringing, why it occurs, how to avoid it, and how to fix it if you have it. If you're new here, then hi, I'm Jess. Probably should mention, though I really don't like saying it, that I am actually quite a good photographer, multi-award winning international portrait photographer. I usually photograph animals, but I also photograph other things as well. And basically this is my YouTube channel where I sit and chat about stuff that hopefully is helpful to improve you guys' photography as you move forwards. We've also got an online learning platform and courses and all sorts of other stuff. It's not just me here, we also have a team and they all are amazing. So if you want to join us for the ride, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. The bell icon will give you notification every single time I upload a YouTube video. I upload every single week and sometimes more than that if I feel like it. Usually always on a Friday at 12 noon. I've not missed one yet for the last near 2 years, so hopefully I won't be missing one anytime soon. Now, chromatic aberration or fringing is a really common phenomenon. It's caused by the optics in your lenses. So why does it happen? Well, essentially, light is made up of different colours, just, you know, as a general fact of life, hence rainbows exist. Because of how light works, different wavelengths of light travel at slightly different speeds, and as your lens is pulling the image data from the scene and pulling all that light in there to hit your sensor to take the photograph, those different light bits can be focused at slightly different times. That is chromatic aberration. It is a wavelength issue in terms of the colour of the light that's coming through the lens and how it's being focused on the sensor at the end. And so that is chromatic aberration. There is a lot more to it. There's different types of chromatic aberration. I'm not going to go into that now, but I will include some information in the blog post that I'll link below anyway. So why does it happen? It tends to happen if you've got low quality lenses, if you're shooting with your lenses wide open, and usually that is paired with a high contrast scene. So the image that we've got as an example today has been sent in by one of our premium members, and she's really struggling with the chromatic aberration that's at play. So I'm going to show you the example that we've got here because we've got a super high contrast scene. We've got a very bright area of white snow and then a black dog. So the area where those two meet, where the white meets the dark, we've got this fringing. You can see purple fringing here and you can also see green fringing here. Usually fringing will be either purple or green or pink or teal or some variation of those two colours. It just tends to be those colours. Most often you'll see this on branches where they're kind of backed by bright light. Again, high contrast area, but it can show up in all sorts of other places. So before we look at how to fix it in an image, let's look at how to avoid it so that hopefully you won't have it in the future. Now, number one is to purchase and invest in good quality lenses, but every lens can suffer from chromatic aberration at times. So you can't actually 100% be confident that you'll always avoid it. What you can do is be aware of the situations that cause it, and then if you see it occurring, just stop down your aperture. Make that f number a little bit bigger so that the hole in the lens becomes smaller. Therefore, it does help to concentrate that light a little bit better. Another thing to be aware of is zoom lenses. So if you're using a zoom lens and you're having this as a result and you're all the way at 200mm on a 70-200, or you're all the way out at 24mm on a 24-70, the focal length extremes usually have worse exhibiting of chromatic aberration. So just alter your focal length a little bit if you've got a zoom lens, and sometimes that is enough to improve it. So aside from all of those different things, you still can't completely always 100% avoid it from happening. So of course, we can put those things into place, but what happens if you do end up with an image where you've got fringing, you've got this chromatic aberration? How do you remove it? Well, you can remove it in either Lightroom or in Photoshop, and or other programs are available, but I'm just going to go through a very, very simple, straightforward step-by-step in Photoshop to allow you to have then further control of the image. As always in Photoshop, I usually always will duplicate the background layer because it just makes sure that there is a safe layer handy so that we can go back to it or mask through or whatever you want to do. If Photoshop is terrifying, maybe consider having a look at the Photoshop for Beginners video, which I will link above, which goes through the 3 basic elements of Photoshop that everybody needs to know to feel more confident. We also have a Photoshop for Beginners online course. I'll link that above too, which goes through things in a little bit more detail so that you can leave confident to follow a Photoshop tutorial on the interweb from whomever you would like to follow. So anyway, that's that. Now, what I want to do is open Camera Raw Filter, okay? So I'm gonna go up to Filter and choose Camera Raw Filter. It's worth noting at this point that Camera Raw Filter practically mirrors Lightroom, both Classic and also CC. So these tools are available in all of them, you just need to go and find them. In Lightroom Classic, you need to be in the Develop module, and then again, you just wanna be following down the chunky sections at the right-hand side. So we're gonna go past Basic, ignore everything all the way down to Optics in here, okay? So when we get to Optics, what we want to do is go ahead and drop down the defringe section. With the defringe section open, I'm then going to zoom right up in on my fringing. So we should be able to see these fringy bits, these coloured liney edgy bits, and this is the bit that we're wanting to tackle. So then all that we need to do is grab the little eyedropper here, grab onto that, go ahead and put your eyedropper over an area of fringing and then just click once. And just like that, the pink fringing has been completely taken care of, okay? You can adjust your hues if you want to do what you need to do on that front. So that is one. With one done, go ahead and click OK, and then we're literally going to go back in again. If you've only got one colour of fringing, then that should have sorted it. Continue on with your edit and continue on with your life, everything's fine. But if you've got two colours, we're just going to go back up in there, Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and then we're going to go zoomy up in there, zoomy, zoom, zoom, zoomy, zoomy, zoom, all the way over to here, grab onto that eyedropper in the defringe, go over the colour, make a good click on that, and that will be resolved. So now we've got no colour fringing, we've gone from the before to the after. Let me zoom up in even closer. Before, after in a few clicks. You could, because we've got this little bit of a haloing around the edge, you could go in and soften that off with the clone tool, with whatever tool you want to do, that's absolutely fine. But in this instance, that fringing is cured, fixed, and avoided. So guys, realistically, that's it for chromatic aberration. That's all I'm going to cover off today. So we've gone through why it happens, how to avoid it, and how to correct it if you've got it. If this video was useful for you, please do let me know. Let me know it was helpful, share it with somebody else, just, you know, let us know, hit the like button. Any interaction that is made on the YouTube video itself really helps us in terms of the YouTube algorithm, so I would really appreciate any likes, shares or comments and subscribes and bell icons and just, you know, anything else really, because that would be super. I hope you're all safe and well. I'll see you all soon, see you next Friday, and goodbye.